she has the logic kind of backwards here. She says we just wrote a blank check for a tax cut. Does she understand how cash flows work? Listen, Ms. Cortez, again, with all due respect, I'm not messing around. You did an unbelievable job winning the Democrat primary in that beating Joe Crowley. You did something I couldn't do. I mean, you haven't won a general election yet, but you probably will. I couldn't do that. I tried. It was tough. We almost won, but almost doesn't count. We'll get to that later, too. You have a responsibility to know basic things. How is a tax rate cut where American taxpayers who pay a large swath of their income now to the federal government that proceeds to then waste it, how is those American taxpayers working hard for a living, being allowed by the government, use the air quotes there because it's your money, to keep more of their money, the government writing a blank check to them? Folks, think about this. Because we let Democrats and liberals get away with absurd, ridiculous, stupid statements like this repeatedly. Why wasn't she called out immediately by Chris Cuomo? How is you not writing a check to the government, an additional check because you got a tax rate cut? How is that the government giving you a blank check? It's your money. It's always been your money. The government doesn't produce anything. It's not a business. Does Ms. Cortez need a lecture on how these cash flows work? We give the government money. When the government takes less of it, nobody's writing us a check. We're just not writing them a check. Is she seriously unaware of this? Does she think the government is a business that's paying out dividends or stocks? I'm concerned because I wonder why these Democrats say this and they're almost never challenged. We wrote a blank check to... Seriously, where's that? I used to have that B12 spray. I think it protects my brain cells when I hear stupidity like this. She brings up another point on this. Well, we're not willing to spend, she says, and we don't want to empty any of our pockets when it comes to education and when it comes to healthcare. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Have you even gone to Wikipedia and Googled, here, let me give you a little heads up. Here's what you do. Try this out sometime. Google this. 2018 budget. Here you go. I'll even put it in quotes for you. Here, Ms. Cortez. 2018 budget. Try that. Wikipedia. Google that. I can guarantee you are not going to see spending on education, spending on healthcare. Zero. It's like, man, we just can't come up with that money when it comes down to education and when it comes down to healthcare. Ms. Cortez, please. Please. Again, I know I can be sarcastic and I like to be doing the show. I like it to be a little lighthearted, but you owe people facts or at least some general adherence to something rational. What you're saying is completely, totally absurd. The United States, since I was born in 1974, has spent approximately 400% more money up till today than they did in 1974 when I was born on education. 400%. And we're not spending anything on education? Did you miss the public schools? I mean, I live in Palm City. You want to drive down the road and see all the public schools? Who do you think pays for those? Taxpayer dollars through the government. Did you miss those?